Did you ever think you'd be planning on getting a divorce? I'm Shanna Borman, and I'm here with straight talk and honest advice about family law here in the Brazos Valley. And today we're going to talk about 8 things you need to consider when you're making that final step to file for a divorce. Number 1, your personal safety should be your primary concern. During your initial separation, you should evaluate the safety of you and your loved ones. If there's been family violence in the relationship before the separation, oftentimes separating may trigger that same violence to recur. You want to make sure that you're safe during any separation time, or at least talk to your lawyer about those alternatives to keep you safe legally, like obtaining a protective order. Number 2, document your family's financial situation and assets before you leave. Now, what I mean by that is to gather documents, being credit card statements, account statements, retirement account statements, bank statements, before you leave the home, and take photographs of everything left in the home once you leave so that we have a record of all that's there to be divided. Number 3, make a budget. Before you initially separate, make a list of all of your expenses so that you know whether or not your income can pay for those expenses you have to pay to live on. When we're talking about dividing assets at the divorce, we're talking about dividing the stuff. In this situation, I'm wanting you to determine whether or not you can provide for what it takes to live on. Because if you can't, you need to talk to your lawyer about getting temporary support or looking long term to get longer term support. Number 4, be prepared for a long court battle. Even though Texas says that a divorce can be finalized in 60 days, finalizing a divorce in 60 days is the exception, not the rule. In fact, in cases that there are many disputes about property or custody, they can take many, many months, up to or over a year. So be prepared. This is a long haul. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So like, follow, and subscribe, and be sure to check out part 2 for the remaining 4 things you need to consider before you file for divorce.